right. You know, like I said, the market seems to be just kind of doing this flat movement right now. Obviously, oil took a bit of a, I don't want to say use the word tumble because it slid a little bit. We've just been bouncing around those high 40s, have those moments when we peak up to the high 50s. But I mean, really, it's been fairly steady, and there's not much going on. I think the big news right now in Canada is Toronto and Vancouver. And anytime they talk about Canada is getting out of control in terms of pricing, and we have to have ways to suppress that. I can see Toronto and Vancouver going through a big correction coming up, but I mean that has been two marketplaces that are on fire. Usually we're the ones that are on fire. So
we are on fire. Never Toronto. I was recently in Vancouver and in Toronto, and you wouldn't want to live there. Like, you can't even imagine. Like, when you feel bad about our housing being expensive and then you go to Toronto or Vancouver, it's just not even comparable. Like, I can't imagine. Yeah,
so we may end up seeing a correction in those marketplaces, and hopefully nothing happens that is going to affect the rest of Canada. But the good news is, we're not seeing the same heating, a heating of the marketplace, which prevents us from getting overpriced in any stretch of imagination. So as for the market stats this week, we have the price of oil, which has gone down a little bit to $47.98, down from $49.07 last week. And the Canadian dollar slid just slightly to 77.85 cents US.
Number of listings are down in both of our major marketplaces this week. In Metro Calgary, we're at 6,391 versus 6,406 last week. And in the city of Red Deer, we're at 622 listings versus 645 listings last week.
I just said the Canadian dollar price was in US, but it's actually in Canadian dollars. That's the point. So, no, 77 cents US to buy a Canadian dollar. That makes sense. Anyways, that's the deal. For the Calgary months of inventory, we're sitting at 3.25 months of inventory, which is down. Up slightly. It's basically flat. Single family homes still sitting in a seller's marketplace, just bouncing right around that 2.5 months of inventory at 2.48, and condos 4.92. Again, all these numbers are basically flat from where they were last week.
Right. Looking at our surrounding areas month of inventory, Okotoks 3.48, Airdrie 3.35, Cochrane 4.54. Strathmore 4.39, Sundre 9.38. While I'm talking about Sundre, please guys don't forget to go on and vote for Sarah Kennedy's listing out in Bergen, which is an HGTV front runner for the Bringing It Outside category in their Best Home contest. So if you haven't voted for, please do that. She is out of our Sundre office. And our Red Deer inventory is 3.72. Our benchmark price right now is sitting at $439,700.
Awesome.